Lady, did you too? That's the look of a guilty face. What's up everybody? My name is Millie and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about editing your Instagram theme for summer. If you are new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I will give you a fair warning that I may or may not burp in this video, and if I do, I'll put the timestamp below so you could skip over it if you're somebody who doesn't like burping. But I don't really care, so I don't edit it out. Why do I have to warn people every time that I'm going to burp? I feel like there are 5 common ways you can edit your Instagram theme, especially for summer, and we're going to go over each of those themes and how to edit for them. You have blue focused, where it's kind of Greece vibes, beachy vibes. You have the minimalist look, which is very neutral colors. You have vintage, which is warm tones and oldies. Vibrant, if you love using lots of color. And rose gold. We all love a good rose gold feed. Today we're going to be using VSCO, and this is how it's going to work. I will show one way to edit per each of these themes in today's video. The way that we will edit today is using the free version of VSCO. So if you haven't upgraded, it's totally fine. I'm going to show the free way to edit it. If you have upgraded VSCO and you've paid for all of the presets, after walking through the free way to edit on the video, I'm going to put up on the screen 2 alternate ways that you can edit using the purchase version of VSCO. If you don't need a walkthrough and you just want the formulas for editing, I did create a PDF down below in the description, so just download the PDF and you can see all of the formulas and all the 15 ways we'll be editing today. Sound good? Okay, let's get into it. So let's hop into VSCO. I created screenshots of sample feeds to just edit from, so you could see what the overall feed would look like. So going into this photo, we're going to be starting with the vintage look. I picked pictures that have lots of oranges and browns. Here's a trick that you don't want to fast forward. The trick to having a feed that you want is to shoot only the colors you want. So if you want your feed to be orange and teal, that's how my current Instagram feed is, only shoot orange and teal colors. Wear orange, wear teal, wear white. You don't want to wear reds or pinks or anything out of that color scheme, because when you go to use a preset, it's just not going to look the way that you want to. So try to shoot the colors that you want your feed to look like, okay? Make sense? Okay, so for the free version, we're going to choose the filter M5. M5. With M5, we're just going to leave it on its maximum. If you tap it again, leave it on the maximum 12, that's fine. We're gonna go here and start our edit. We're gonna bring the exposure down to 2. We're gonna get that grain up for that good vintage look. Let's say 2 again. Contrast down 1.4. Temperature down a smidge. If you have the shadows, you could make it like less contrasted. Let's go there. So you can leave it here. If I don't remember if skin tone is free or not. You can leave this vintagey look right here, or if you have the skin tone selection, I like to bring that down just a smidge, and there you go, you have more of a vintage look. You could see the before and after. So this is the free way to edit for vintage. I have 2 other ways to edit, which I'll pop up here and here if you want to pause the video and play with these formulas. Next, we're going to jump into these photos and edit for the summer blues theme. So I have a lot of photos with blue already on it. The free filter we're going to use is C1, and we're gonna tap it again, bring it down to 8, check, and go into other edits. I'm going to do some shadows, bring the shadows out of there just a bit. White balance, we're gonna bring the temperature down to 1 and the tint up 1. Then you're going to go into exposure, bring it down a smidge, and saturation up just a smidge. And there you have the blues edit, the free blues edit. Now, if you wanted to take it a step further, because you do have the upgraded version, I'm just gonna show you a few tweaks to this exact edit that you can play with. So I go to the HSL all the way on the far right, and then I'm going to go to orange, make it pop just a little bit. And I like to bring the lightness of orange down because it gives the more brown tanned skin tone. And I'm going to go to yellow, bring the hue all the way to orange, all the way down to -6. The brightness of the yellows just down a little bit. And there you go, before, after. Let me show you what the next two edits look like if you have the upgraded version of VSCO. These are the formulas right here for these two edits. This one right here is my personal favorite. It's using G6, like a G6. Next, we're going to go into the vibrant edit. The free filter we're going to use for the first edit is going to be C1. We did use C1 before, but we're going to play off of it again because you're really limited with the filters that you get in the free version. And this time we're keeping it maxed out at 12 instead of bringing it down. So leave it maxed out at 12 and continue to edit. We're going to bring the contrast down to 1, the saturation up to 1.4, highlights, bump the number up to 2.6, and then temperature up to 1. And boom, there you have that really vibrant feed. Again, I incorporated photos that used a lot more colors so that this edit looked really great with it. Before, after. Now let me show you 2 other ways to edit if you have the upgraded version of VSCO. We have 2 more ways to edit. Let's go on to rose gold. So for rose gold, these are the photos that I'll be using. It's the same photos as the vintage edit. The free version, we're going to hop into M5, which I think we also used for the vintage filter. But we're gonna play off of it and give it a little bit more rose gold hue. And this time we're bringing it down to 8.5. Continue to the other edits. We're going to go to the shadows and the highlights. Also, I do not remember if this is a free option when editing, and I really hope it is because I should have looked into that. If it's not, I'm really sorry. Just play with the exposure and contrast. So for the shadows, you're going to bring shadows up to 2.6 and the highlights up 2.5. Boop. We're gonna go to the white balance, adjust the temperature to 1.8 and the tint to 1.4. I'm going to move on to skin tone. Again, if that's not an option, I apologize, but I'm gonna move the skin tone, bring it all the way down to -6, which gives it the rose gold flare. You could play with that if you don't want it all the way. I like it all the way down, and then bump the grain up a little bit to, let's say, 3. And there you have the first edit, which is the free edit for rose gold. Let's look at the other 2 edits right now. Pause the video right now for the formulas. All right, we did it. We are on the very, very last way to edit, which is the minimal style editing. So I'm going to use these photos, which is the ones that I used for the blues. And for the free edit, we're gonna jump into F2. F2, cool. You're gonna tap it again and bring it down to 7.5 and continue to edit. We're gonna bring the exposure up just a little bit, the contrast up just a little bit, go to the white balance. We're gonna bring the temperature down a smidge and the tint up a smidge, a little more than a smidge. You could play with the saturation too if you want more muted colors. And that is for like the minimal style edit. Very simple before, after, just makes it a little bit more clean. Something else that you could do if you did purchase VSCO and you have the upgraded version, what I really like to do is play with the yellows and greens, which you'll see in one of the next formulas. I'll put the formulas for both of these right here. I like to jump into the HSL. I play with the greens, and one of the edits you'll see I bump it down to like yellow, and another I bump it up to teal, but I'm not a fan of like green colors in my pictures, so I try to get away from them as much as possible. All right guys, that is everything that I have for you for editing your summer Instagram theme. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel because I love giving Instagram hacks, tips, tricks, whether it comes to photo editing, posing for the pictures, and Instagram business strategy. I do it all. So make sure you subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more about that. Leave me comments below of something else you'd like to see. I have plans of doing videos like this for fall, winter, spring, summer again, everything moving forward. So I have plans for that. Oh, hi, you're coming to say goodbye, huh? If you want to keep track of these edits, remember I created a downloadable PDF in the description below. So just go ahead and download your copy of all of these edits. And last thing, if you're struggling with creating your own Instagram theme, make sure you check out my best performing video, creating your own Instagram aesthetic. It teaches you how to create your own Instagram theme instead of how to edit pictures like somebody else. All right guys, thank you so much for watching. Ladybugs, very happy that you came to say hello, huh baby? We literally look like we could be related. Hope you have an amazing day. Go and follow your joy, and I'll see you next time. Bye. That's how I usually end it. I cover the camera.